In a small town in the south lived a 13-year-old girl named Isabella, with light brown hair and a smile that could brighten the greyest days. She held a secret she'd kept for 3 years. Her feet didn't exist. When she was 10, a bus accident changed everything. Her legs were amputated below the knees, and the doctors declared her days of running and dancing were over. Isabella sank into a deep depression. The hospital became a world of whispers, tears, and hollow sympathy. The world felt grey, small, suffocating. When she was discharged, she received state-of-the-art robotic prosthetics. They were technologically advanced, but to Isabella they felt like chains. She could walk slowly and painfully, but she couldn't do the one thing she loved most in the world: dance. Before the accident, dance was her life. It was her breath, her soul, her freedom. In dance, she found a world without problems, a world of pure movement and music. After the accident, she decided to bury that part of herself. She would never speak of dance again. She would just exist, without shining, without dreaming, without truly living. Years passed. Isabella excelled in school but remained a ghost. She rejected friendships, hid during breaks, and spent hours alone in her room, watching old videos of herself dancing. She never cried. She never allowed herself to feel. Her mother, Rosa, heartbroken by her daughter's silent suffering, decided to seek help. She contacted Diamela, a retired choreographer who taught adaptive dance. When Rosa told her Isabella's story, Diamela smiled with a conviction that was undeniable. "Bring your daughter tomorrow," she said. "I have something to show her." When Isabella found out, she had a complete meltdown. "I can't dance," she screamed. "I don't have feet. Can't you understand? Just leave me alone." But Rosa was firm. "Just one class," she insisted. "If you still want to quit after that, I'll respect it, but you will go." Reluctantly, Isabella entered the modern dance studio, her heart filled with rage. There were 3 other students: a young man missing an arm, a woman in a wheelchair, and a visually impaired boy. In the center stood Diamela, a slender woman with wise, understanding eyes. "Welcome, Isabella," she said gently. "I know you don't want to be here, but I'll tell you something I learned 43 years ago when I lost mobility in my own hips. Dance isn't in the feet, it's in the soul." Something in those words resonated with Isabella. The class began. Diamela didn't ask them to dance conventionally. Instead, she taught them to move with what they had, to find expression in every part of their bodies. Isabella learned to move her arms with grace, to use her torso in unexpected ways, to tell stories with her hands, and she discovered something incredible. Her body could still be music. Her body could still be dance. Week after week, Isabella returned. The anger dissolved, the depression lifted, and for the first time in 3 years, she felt hope. Diamela worked with her individually, showing her how her prosthetics could be a creative tool, not a limitation. They created unique rhythms, new sounds that became part of the music. 3 months later, Diamela proposed a bold idea. "I want you to choreograph a solo piece for the National Adaptive Dance Festival. It will be your debut as a professional dancer." Isabella was terrified. "Are you crazy? Me in front of hundreds of people?" "Not you," Diamela corrected. "The best dancer I've known in 30 years. Someone whose dance touches the soul." For the next 3 months, they created a piece called From Ashes to Light. It was Isabella's story told through movement. It began in darkness, with slow, pained motions representing her trauma. Gradually, light entered. The movements became fluid, confident. Her prosthetics created a rhythmic pulse that integrated with the music. She spun, she glided, she moved with an unexpected grace that defied all expectations. The day of the festival arrived. Isabella was a nervous wreck. The auditorium was packed with 1,000 people. When she stepped onto the stage, the music began, soft, slow, and melancholic. Her body moved in ways that seemed impossible. Her arms told stories of pain, transformed into power. Her eyes shone with fierce determination. The audience was captivated, holding their breath. As the music swelled, Isabella's movements became more powerful, more astonishing. In a breathtaking moment, she threw herself backward, a move that should be impossible without feet, and landed with perfect precision, her arms spread like wings. The audience erupted into a standing ovation before the music even finished. The applause was deafening. Critics were stunned. "She is not a dancer with a disability," the nation's top critic wrote. "She is simply an extraordinary dancer who happens to have an extraordinary story. Her dance redefines what it means to be an artist." Videos of her performance went viral, touching millions. Invitations poured in from prestigious theatres, universities, and television producers. But the most meaningful moment came the day after her triumph. A little girl who had recently lost her legs was brought to the studio. Her parents had seen Isabella on TV and wanted their daughter to know that hope was possible. Isabella spent hours with her, teaching her the first movements, sharing her story, and showing her that life doesn't end where the body does, but where the spirit gives up. In that moment, Isabella found her true purpose. A year later, she and Diamela opened the Academy of Inclusive Dance. It became a bridge, a universal language transcending limitations. Isabella began to travel the world, but always returned home to teach and transform lives. Her story even became an award-winning feature film, The Dancer Without Feet. Isabella became a global ambassador for inclusion, speaking at the United Nations and earning a Nobel Peace Prize nomination. But more important than any award was the impact she had on thousands who learned that our scars do not define us. They make us stronger. Today, Isabella continues to dance, teach, and inspire. Her story is a living testament that in adversity we find our true strength and that the human spirit can learn to fly. Thank you for watching. If this story moved you, please like, share, and subscribe for more content that inspires. We'll see you next time.